Good afternoon, class, and this is my directed reading and thinking activity. Let's imaginate, there's a new word that I made up, that this is a smart board, and today we're going to talk a little bit about what is symbolism. Who remembers? We read the Pearl, and we touched on symbolism a little bit. We realized that nothing escapes meaning, even seemingly insignificant objects and even animals, people, names can actually be significant and point to much bigger themes. And as you remember, we talked about the little dusty ants being the have-nots versus the big shiny beetles being the well-to-dos, or that the pearl of great price is actually basically a symbol of the pearl of heaven that's in the Bible. There's so much that we can dig into, but that was just kind of scratching the surface. And today we're going to talk about To Kill a Mockingbird. Before we do that, let's be high tech. So, remember, this is our smart board. The story was written by Harper Lee, and it was published in 1961. It's her masterpiece. It's semi-autobiographical. It's actually inspired by a town in Alabama, which is right here on the map, Monroeville. So let's go there real quick. And they say write what you know. And Harper Lee, as a young girl, grew up in Monroeville, and her father was a lawyer. So let's just zap right over there. Here's the little town of Monroeville. And it's really interesting because her main character, Atticus Finch, is a lawyer, and his name is actually a symbol. Who remembers, like, what does a symbol do, you know? It points to some bigger idea. So let's zoom in. This is the actual courthouse where Harper Lee's father practiced law. So again, we realize, she had these unique experiences as a child, and she also saw, this was back when there was a lot of racism and injustice, which is what the book deals with. And she wanted to write about it. And so just using like something like that just to kind of get them interested, get them excited, using technology. So we know with the symbol, it's something that we can just kind of look at, and it's like an arrow sign pointing to some bigger idea. Let's look at the title of the book. So get out your books, class. To Kill a Mockingbird. The main character's name is Atticus Finch. Finch, a bird. Is that a coincidence? Hardly. That's something that we need to take note of. So what we could do for just kind of getting into the idea of symbols, but also making inferences from those symbols, is I want you to look at this cover, and we've got a lot going on here. We've got a bird. It looks like a blackbird. We've got a watch, okay? We've got a ball of yarn and a knothole. The lead character is Atticus Finch, and he is supposed to take on a trial to defend a man, an African-American man, back in the 1930s. There was a lot of racism then. And this man was accused of committing a crime. He either did it or he didn't do it. But you can tell that this is going to be a challenging crime for Atticus Finch. So with the last name Finch, and the story being called To Kill a Mockingbird, and from looking at these the possible, just important, images on the front cover, just by looking at those symbols and reading the back cover of the book, I want you guys to write a one-page paper of your prediction of To Kill a Mockingbird. What could these be symbolic of? What's the link between maybe just this bird here, and Atticus Finch, someone whose name actually, if we're going to talk about symbolism, we know that his name is actually a symbol. Attica was an ancient district in ancient Greece near Athens that was known for rational living and justice. Okay, so To Kill a Mockingbird has a lot of meaning for us to dive into. All right, and that's my idea. It would basically be just to set it up with technology, take them into town, give them a little bit of background, get them excited, and then through the reading of just the front and the back cover, they're able to just kind of make a prediction of what they think the story is going to be about before they start reading it. And then I would turn it into a something to hang on the bulletin board.